Don't let's run ahead of ourselves. It's still a long way before ADC can field a candidate in 2027. You still have a plethora of court cases. But let's stay on this. Nigerians are interested, as I am, and I'm sure you are too. This new dimension of not being able to get public venues, Eagle Square, Moshood Kashimawo Stadium, a few other places, were outrightly rejected.
Absolutely.
But the novel, angle this has taken that is really concerning is private properties, private sector doing business,
Yes.
private ownership. Can you speak to this? What signal does this send to even international investors who might want to come to business in Nigeria? That if you are not in support of a ruling party, your business could be in jeopardy and all of those. Speak to this, Dr.
I'm actually afraid, not for the masses, for Nigerian as an estate, and also for the ruling party, for the Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration. I'm truly afraid because because I was a young man in the university, when Abacha ruled as the head of state. The only thing left right now is for the opposition voices to start disappearing. We've never gotten to this level in the history of Nigeria, where boldly, the minister, because I saw this statement, Christian to him, that we are government, you are opposition, and we will take every loophole that we see. How low can we get to that point? You've gotten to this is worse than the military regime. You are reminding us of Adolf Hitler. You are reminding us of the worst of humanity. Because this is, it's almost unbelievable that we're having this conversation. To go into, you're threatening private citizens. This is the level it has gotten. But again, what it shows is clearly is that this current regime will not stay, because history has shown that the moment they get to this level of desperation, then it's game over. This is also the nuances. This is what I see with all of this, and that's what gives me a flicker of hope, because their desperation has come to high heavens, and they can only be changed at this point.
Now, David Mark, Atiku, these are party, your party big wigs, Amechi, they all stood on the stage, and spoke, made various comments. In most of those comments, they directly indicted, INEC Chair, Professor Josh Amokwita, and many will say expectedly so, because in the view of many, he has become a direct threat, not just to elections, but to democracy surviving, in Nigeria. They said INEC Chair, one of the most of the allegations, particularly Rotimi Amechi and even Atiku, is that it's being used, it has become an arm of, the ruling government and all of that, And also, you can see clearly the INEC Chair, INEC as an institution, refusing to monitor your processes yesterday, which is a constitutional requirement. What do you say to this? How do you respond to this?
It's crazy. It's like, Mr. Wale, you come to a game of football, and you are watching the referee wearing the jersey of your opponent. This is the scenario we have right now. So INEC is no longer independent. INEC is speaking for the ruling party and defending the ruling party. So where do we go from here? Because INEC is wearing the jersey of the government. It's really dangerous. And not just INEC. Even the judiciary is wearing the jersey of the ruling party. It is only in Nigeria that the judiciary normally is a woman, and she's blind to religion, blind to color, blind to tribe, and blind to anything. But in Nigeria, the judiciary's eyes is completely open. It's seeing. We're living at a very dangerous time in our nation's history, where the law has become a tool of manipulation by the ruling party. The Independent Electoral Commission has become a tool of the ruling party. Where this happens in any nation, what we have is what you can see everybody is calling for. It's a one-party state, that we're asking for. And it's a complete removal of what we know as democracy.
INEC chair generally become controversial after elections. But this particular INEC chair has not even conducted any major general election and is already being swallowed or consumed by huge controversy on his integrity, personal integrity now, not even the institution, himself. What does this say to you about? Because these tweets we're talking about, you would expect he passed through security checks and all of that. These were things that ought to have been flagged.
If you listen to even what I said, INEC today is an institution, is a partner of government. The legislature, as we have right now, is a rubber stamp. It is an arm of, it's like the other room of the presidency. And of course, the judiciary is completely gone. That is why this present government is the one that has this, whatever you do, they tell you, go to court. Go to court because court is in their pocket. INEC is in their pocket. The legislature is in their pocket. So I know it was said that it was a joke. You know that when President Bola Tinubu was commissioning, what was it he was commissioning when he was making a joke to Akpabio and telling him that he can commission him to, to deal with the opposition.
FRS, the NRS building, the new NRS building.
Even by joke, there are things you do not do because we are talking about Nigeria. Nigeria is not just a nation. It's the only nation in Africa that can be superpower. It's not something to make light or joke of. The things we're talking about are life and death. So to have the legislature, to have the because I can't even use the word independent because they are not the dependent, commission, and then you also have the judiciary. It's hard. Sometimes, we've gotten to this place in our nation's history where you can see I'm stuttering because I don't even know what to say. Like many have, said, you have 32 governors. You have INEC. You have the military. You have the police. You have all the security apparatus. You have the court system. And yet you want to kill opposition. And it should be in the interest of the government of the day that opposition should even be strengthened. I mean, we saw that even in the life of, so rest in peace and continue to rest, President Musa Shehu Yaradua, where he spoke to INEC and instructed them that they must do the right thing. So we have seen precedents in the past. But where we are right now, we will read, our children will read today and they will never believe that today existed in Nigeria's history. That's where we are right now. We do not have institutions, any independent institution right now as it stands right now. Everything is just an appendage of the current government. It is the saddest and the worst time to be alive in Nigeria.
Proposition. But then let me do a write down what you just said now, with this next question. The Nigerian constitution clearly, prescribes that no known person who has a political preference for a party shall be appointed INEC chair. Who has publicly expressed support should be appointed, INEC chair. Why would the president deliberately appoint? Because with everything we're saying now, that's Freudian slip the president made when he said jokingly, because it was in a lighter moment, but then he slipped. And I'm sure wherever the president is now, he would regret that slip.
Absolutely.
To say, maybe Akpabio, I will send you to them to go and, scatter them. Is that the intention of the president appointing President Joe to go to INEC and then make sure nothing happens?
I mean, it's like what people are talking online. Reno Mokri is appointed and sent to Mexico. These things it's crazy. And I will say this to Mr. President. You are not the governor of Lagos State. You are not Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You are president. You are the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What that means is that your word is law. Whatever you say is law. That office is not an office for joke or banter. It is something to be feared, because whatever you say stays for generation. That's maybe, Mr. Wale, maybe I'm living maybe something is wrong with me as a person, because I from the things we are saying, from the, nominating even the former INEC Chair as part of the, it's just like, the more you can create anarchy and create criminality and do bad things against the will of the people, that's when you become a favorite of this particular regime. I'm trying to understand myself, because the certain things are not connecting, and of course that's also something that we should be dealt with. So like we both are saying, is like the Constitution will say something, but then the present government of the day will go against it. That's an enemy of state. It doesn't matter whether you are chairman, whether you are a governor, or you're a minister, or you're a president. If you go against the Constitution of Nigeria, you're an enemy of Nigeria. And this is what we are seeing. I mean, I can't see. This interview is one of the most difficult one for me, because I don't know how to behave or react to these things that we're discussing. In the first place, somebody like Amupiton should not have been. There should be a committee, there are procedural sequence to ensuring that we have an INEC chair that is independent. It's clearly in the Constitution. And for you, Professor, when you err, I mean, when are we going to get to that place where people will just leave office for what is, is like, I've been cut pants down. Let me just give way for what is true and what is right. I don't know where we're going to get there. Changing this government is the least of the issue. As it stands right now, the easiest government to remove out of power is actually the present government that we have, because poverty has been weaponized, hunger has been weaponized. If you go, except you are not being true or real to yourself, you have what? All the governors are on one side. So like I say, it's even good. And for those watching this interview, those who want to move, please quickly move, so that, like they say, we don't want the thunder to be confused. We need the thunder to be balanced, so that you would strike, properly, so that we know that you guys are on one side and we're on this side, because and I'm speaking in the context of these values that we're talking about, so that we're not confused, because in my own election, I saw people that worked for me, with me, and also working for the opposition. And this is what this current regime is creating, so that people don't know the difference between what is good and what is bad. It's the biggest danger any society, any nation can ever face. It cannot be badder than this.